top reasons why rappers won't use your beats. You know, even though it's what everybody may tell you, the main key here to getting somebody to use your beat isn't necessarily simplicity. Alright, so in this video, I did want to change it up a little bit. I've basically narrowed this video down to like the main reasons that rappers won't use your beats or just flat out ghost you. So yeah, let's go and hop right into the video. Alright, so one of the main reasons a rapper may not be able to use your beat is simply because it's just not easy to use. For example, the BPM. And I've sent snippets to artists who had me adjust the BPM by as high as 30 and as low as 5. If I hadn't done that, it would have cost me a song. So as soon as you're done with the beat, right before you post it, go back in the project or whatever, adjust the BPM until you have like a flow in your head. So, you know, after you adjust the speed, if you still can't find any kind of flow at all, you know, at that point, I would just go through and like rethink your patterns and try to figure out what's going on. So if you master the BPM, I can guarantee you that you will most certainly see an increase in sales. So yeah, the wrong BPM could literally cost you $20 to $1,000+, you know what I'm saying? Alright, and the second thing is the key. This is extremely important. It's like mandatory that the artist's tone sounds right. So if they start laying vocals down, it's like not quite there yet, you know what I'm saying? The beat's fire, there's a flow and all that. Like his voice just doesn't sound like, it's just not hitting. So because of that, he scraps a beat and you lose a couple $100. So what I recommend doing is just going through their top songs. Normally after going through enough, you'll find like a pattern or whatever. So this guy's comfortable range is like between A and let's say D. So send stuff between A and D. And it's extremely important. I've seen songs being scrapped while working with people because people didn't have their key and BPM right. They absolutely love the beat, but they just couldn't do anything to it. So bottom line, if you're posting beats online, make sure the BPM is right. But if you're making beats custom for an artist, just send them a snippet or whatever and be like, hey, could you flow on this beat? Ask them if they want it tweaked or anything. Eventually, it'll pay off. Also, when you're sending these out, make sure to label the key and BPM because like that was definitely one. Alright, so after you have the technical part down and you got the key and BPM, just the vibe. So before you send beats to a certain artist, ask them, you know, hey, what are you looking for? And let's say you did all of the above and they still didn't hit you back. Man, like my guy 𝘾𝙤𝙘𝙩𝙘 right here is saying, just don't nag him to use a beat. He was saying he's gone through like 20 beats without catching a single vibe. Like sometimes it's just not right for them. So don't get mad if they don't hit you back. Just play it cool. Alright, so now we're down to the actual networking part. You're probably just approaching these people the wrong way. This was the absolute #1 thing that rappers said stopped them from using someone's beats. Just cold DMing people was an absolute no for them. Like after all, why would an artist check the request folder for a beat that they have to pay $100 for when they could just get one from their friend that they enjoy working with for the same price or cheaper? The key here is to be that friend. How? So there are some definite do and don'ts. Alright, so do not copy and paste messages. It's so easy to tell even if you don't think it is. It might work for a little bit, but it's just not sustainable. If you want to make a bunch of money and you want to blow up, this is not how you do it. So just write genuine messages. So another do not is do not DM them before interacting with them outside of messages. Just comment on a post, try and get a reply from them on your comment. You know what I'm saying? You know, let's say they post a story about like what they're doing downtown or whatever. Reply to that story, ask an interesting question like, hey, what you like doing downtown most? They'll normally respond with like, hey, I like doing this. So just strike up a meaningful conversation with them before trying to do business. This is how you build relationships. You want to try to get them to think of you as a genuine person and not a bot who's just all about money. So after you've been cool with them for like a couple days or whatever, just ask them, hey, you want to hop on a beat? But when you do send them that beat, do not price a lease for that beat high. So like my guy Drone here said, before you send that beat, tell him, okay, it's gonna be a little bit of money, okay? And don't be afraid to lease your beats, like he said, for $10. Because if you charge like $100, they're not coming back. A lot of these up and coming rappers, they don't have that kind of money. And then as soon as you build that relationship, maybe you can up your price a little bit. So basically just rinse and repeat with all the artists you want to work with. Try to at least be an acquaintance. It might seem like some trouble, but only like 1 out of 30 rappers you DM are actually gonna buy a lease from you. But if you take the time and you build a relationship, your success rate will go up to like 80-90%. So you're actually making more money for your time and you're spreading your name around. So yeah, for some other notes, just make sure your beat tag is fire and not just like cringy. Like make sure you have a decent name and then make sure your beats are well mixed. This is also really important. Also make sure you aren't obviously sending the same 10 beats to 10 different artists. Like that's okay, and I recommend you do that to maximize profits. However, if you make it obvious and you like send like the same beat to 10 different rappers in one email, it's gonna kind of turn them off to you, pause, even if they weren't really expecting an exclusive beat. And also man, just make sure your beats are on the more simple side. It really doesn't matter as much as long as you have like a good bounce going and you can flow to it, but it's just a better listening experience. It just hits way better in the cars, especially when you got a big old sub. Like you don't want that going off all the time. So yeah, here's an example of a beat that will go really good like with vocals. really spacey. There's a lot of room. The 808s are really simple. There's no crazy rolls or anything, so it's gonna hit really hard in the car and not be annoying. So yeah, in a nutshell, just make sure to master these 5 things: getting the right BPM, getting the right key for the artist, getting the right vibe for the artist, you know, getting them to think of you more as a friend than as just a businessman, and then just perseverance. Just don't give up, man. You'll have good days and you'll have bad days. Sometimes you'll have like a really bad dry run, man. Like, it's life. So yeah, appreciate all the support lately. It's been absolutely crazy. So yeah, if you did get something from this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment your thoughts. Let's talk about it. So yeah, till next time.